Hey BrickBloggeteers, Will here, and today we're looking at set 910009 Modular Lego Store. Now this was a BrickLink Designer Studio Round 2 set, and it's a little bit pricey at over 100 and around 140. Of course, it sold out really quick, so the secondary market shot straight up through the roof. So really hard set to get. Now, I want to make a little note here. I'm going to probably be a bit more critical about this set than most, and it has really nothing to do with the designer of the set. They did what they could to, make the best version of the set that they could. The problem I have is how Lego packages all this together, because when it comes to sets of this size, they have entire teams of designers that work together to give you the best product possible. With the BrickLink Designer Studio, I don't really see a lot of oversight when it comes to trying to make the set better. So it's whatever the designer has, and everyone has their own weaknesses when it comes to design. So with that in mind, let's get into the set. All right, so this is a single-story modular building. As you can see, it is actually rather tall for being a single story. Now, one thing I do appreciate that the designer did is, unlike other modular buildings where you have one wall that's ugly, they actually did make it so that in each of the angles you have it looking good. So this has a lot of dimension going on with an inset wall on the sides. The back section has the little bike rack with the warehouse area. The warehouse area does open up so you can play with it inside. Now it might be a little hard to see, but they have a lot of cardboard boxes on shelves back there. And this other side has, again, the inset wall as well as a little loading dock kind of area with the little thing that goes up to feed in, so if you can bring a truck around to deposit all the incoming sets, that's how they can store it off. And then back to the front. Now, the ugliest side, I have to say, is probably on the roof. So if we turn it back around, we can see back up in here where they kind of just built this archway, which is more or less just a blind to hide all the axles that stick out from the design they did in the front, which is a bunch of gears. The skylight is a number of panels that can lift up so that you can get your hand down in there and play with the back wall of the interior. Now, another thing that they did extremely well is that's a lot of window right there, a lot of window on the side, and a whole ton of window up front. So it's very easy to look into the store itself. This is one of the issues that I have as a designer. I kind of forget to have natural light go into the model. They did a fantastic job with that. All right, now for the not so good stuff. So the scale of a modular building, in my opinion, is very crucial. It's one of the big draws behind what makes a really good modular building. That and the intricate details of building techniques. This set doesn't really have very intense building techniques. Everything is very straightforward and basic. The most complex they get are like these gears up front, but it's more or less just axles stuck through bricks that are kind of offset. It's nothing really fancy. As for the scale, that's kind of where I think this model fails. Let me give you an example. So we have a minifigure. This is one of the minifigures that come in the set. Little boy. Put him next to the door. See how it dwarfs him? The front doors and the whole front face of this whole building is just very poorly scaled to how it's supposed to line up. Now, I don't include these bricks. These are more like giant designs that actually do fit in with the scale of the model, and are nice little kind of little play areas for kids to enjoy, like, wow, giant bricks. But when the front doors just tower over, and you can see you can barely reach to the middle of the handle, that's not very good. So the other issue I found is probably the pick-a-brick wall. Let me put this aside. To see it, we're going to remove the roof. Now, good area is if you want to play with this area, this is a very good set to play with because it gives you lots of room for your hands. But the back pick-a-brick wall, they use domes, clear domes, which are nice in the fact that you can fit a lot of loose pieces in, so it actually has the functionality of the pick-a-brick wall. It doesn't look right though. It looks like a lot of creepy eyes extruding from the back wall trying to get you. And again, it comes to the scaling of this thing. If you put a minifigure inside this building, that pick-a-brick wall is something like 20 plus feet high. It just doesn't look right. So again, I have an issue with Lego's packaging of these BrickLink Designer Studios sets. Is they want it to be a high collectible item, so it's going to be a rare set, hard to find, but they have a motto of only the best is good enough. I don't think this is their best, and it's kind of sad to see that to be the case. Now, the minifigures are nice. You got a whole lot of employees, 4 in fact, so you have a good staff to staff the store, and 2 customers, the boy and the man, who actually does have a yellow bag where he's done some shopping. I don't know what he bought in there because most of the sets are big giant boxes. In fact, the way the designer did boxes is do colored bricks and tiles. Again, like I said, not intricate designs in any way, shape, or form. They're kind of, well, as straightforward as you can get and still look like the illusion of a Lego box. Speaking of simple, we're looking at the accessories that they've included, which are nothing more than some random slopes, plates, tile, ice cream scoops, binoculars. I honestly don't understand the accessories that are given to this. I get the fact that the plates are supposed to be the pieces that maybe the boy plays with when he's in the little play area, or pieces that are being picked off the wall. But the ice cream scoops, I can also see the binoculars because you need them to see the top of the wall. It seems kind of lackluster. Honestly, I don't think it is worth the price you'd have to pay on the secondary market to try to get this set. Honestly, if you're looking for something that is to scale and has some nice intricate builds, I would actually recommend you looking for the promotional set that comes out whenever they open up a new Lego store. Because every time they do, they have this standardized set. It's like a hinged building, and it's a 1-story building. It's smaller, much smaller than this, but it has good design in there. In fact, I think that's kind of a type of store that this is based off of. One thing I did notice and didn't show you is on the underside of the roof, you have a light fixture. I've seen this kind of similar in the smaller Lego sets. What I believe this to be is like a giant brick coming from the ceiling, and this is the underside. The only problem is they got the number of lights wrong because there's not a brick that has 4 tubes. This would make that a 2x5 brick, which doesn't exist. And also, the smaller models have the top part of the brick coming out of the top, which isn't here. So I think they only saw this element of the store and copy that, which is nice, but of course you can't see what's on the roof. Most people won't let you, which is why they probably missed what would have been on the top. So that is it in a nutshell. I don't think I'm going to be keeping mine together. I'll probably pack it away and move on to the next modular building. Fortunately, the Jazz Club at this point of recording came out, so that's what I'm going to be moving on to. Hopefully that will give you a good information as to whether or not this is worth having in your collection. I think if you're the type of person that just keeps it in the box, it might be something you want to collect. For those who actually do like the building experience, this is not going to be your best choice. So sadly, that's all you got for here. Again, this is set 910009 Modular Lego Store.